John Kane, 28 years of the World Rugby Classic. I hesitate to put the word Bermuda in there, but it's the World Rugby Classic because it encompasses the entire world. When you guys first envisioned starting it down at National Sports Club, did you see it lasting this long and be as popular as it is today?
Well, I thought it'd be popular. I wasn't too sure it'd last this long. I mean, when we started out first, there was thoughts about having it every second year. And some of the players who came here said, we can't hang around for another 2 years, so come on, you got to have it next year. So we ended up having it every year since. It's an interesting thing because I was reading an own article the other day of when we started it. I think it was one of the local papers, and it talked about this event has a lot to, it attracts the right people from business point of view and everything else like that. And right below was an article on the America's Cup. And I thought to myself, looking at that, I said, who would have thought 28 years later we'd be still going and the America's Cup would be in Bermuda? So you never know what comes down the road.
You survived hurricanes, what we consider high winds, rain, hail. You've seen it all, but you still stand tall.
Well, I think we also survived high tides because we had so much rain here one of those Wednesday nights. I think there was an announcement went over that the Frog Lane ferry was leaving. So it's we've had to do with a lot. I think somebody up there is out to get us, but hopefully this year they'll give us a break.
What's new this year?
Pretty much the same teams, but what we've done is we're trying to create, better food facility and that for all the for the general public, because I know on this side of the field they're well catered by all of the top caterers on the island. Over there we're creating a food village with the Jamaican grill, Robin Hood. We'll have a hot dog stand. We'll have for Sunday, which is the children's, it's a family day. We're going to have the bouncy castles here as well for them, and so we're going to just create a whole atmosphere over there during the games and after the games as normal.
What would you say would be the highlight for you? You've been around for quite some time, so what's been your highlight thus far?
Of all the 28?
Yes. I
think the biggest highlight to me was probably down at the old National Sports Club when the New Zealand team came here first and they went out onto the field and did the haka. And I thought to myself, if anybody ever thought you'd see New Zealand team doing the haka in Bermuda, they deserve to be taken up the road and put away.
Now they're coming off of winning the World Cup, so do you think they have a lot to they have a big step to hold now that they're holding the World Cup?
Well, I don't know. I think they've got a mixed bag of players coming this year, and there's a lot of Samoans and Tongans and Fijians, so who knows what they're going to be like. But I'm always good on forecasts and the fact that I always get them wrong. But I have a feeling this may not be the New Zealand team that we expect, and I think that South Africa may be well out to get them this year.
Now we've seen USA come in, we've seen Canada come in, and they're actually getting stronger. Italy's getting stronger. Do you think the battle to get here is on for these countries?
Yeah, they all want to be here. I mean, we've got a number of countries waiting in the sidelines wanting to come. I mean, the Japanese certainly want to come here. The Fijians want to come here, and the Australians want to come here as well. So, but we have to sort of limit it to 8 teams. And bring countries in from the Southern Hemisphere is an expensive undertaking for us. We pay the airfares and look after them in the hotels, so it's an expensive undertaking, the Southern Hemisphere. But there are teams out there who do want to come, and for the players, they look upon, even for the professionals, they look upon this as something of the old era when the amateur game was going. This is the type of fun they had. We don't have a rigid sort of framework here. They can mix freely with people. They're not bothered. We don't have what we call the blazers here. And so they like the atmosphere and they like to come back. And Victor Matfield, for example, who played last year here and then captained South Africa in the World Cup semi-final, he wants to come back. But whether he turns up this year or not, we'll have to wait and see.
Now, these guys will also be putting on clinics for school kids and youngsters alike, giving back to a sport that they love is something that you guys had to bend their arms or twist their arms to do?
No, they like doing it, and I mean, I think it's great here. We have one thing that's really going well on the rugby side here in Bermuda is the junior programs and the mini rugby. I mean, they're doing a tremendous job. The Beyond Rugby is is a great event in that, you know, it brings these kids who are probably, you know, need a little bit of discipline, need a little bit of help with homework and all that type of thing. So they teach them rugby skills and the disciplines of them, and then they help them with their homework. And these kids like that. They like a bit of structure. And they're all coming down here on Monday night. There's 60 of them coming down here. They're going to watch the games. We're going to give them hamburgers and hot dogs for their trouble. We've got a clinic on Tuesday on the Classic Lions are doing it with Renaissance Re. And then on Thursday there's another clinic with the Canadians and the US team down here. So it's they put a lot back into it, and the kids love it.
So Sunday, lights, cameras, action?
We hope Sunday lights, camera, action, no rain. That's what we hope for.
So we look forward to a good, busy week of rugby, entertaining for all that come, and another surprise or coming back is Sky Sports?
Sky Sports are back this year, yeah. We've got a production team coming in from the UK who's doing the programme for Sky Sports, and that'll go out around the world in a package programme just around Christmas time. We're usually in competition with the Queen's speech, but we usually get a good crowd.
All right, well, we look forward to speaking to you as the Classic gets going, and hopefully, who are you rooting for?
I'm not telling you that.
We'll end it on that.